time. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. It's time to relieve some stress, okay? A lot of people probably carry a lot of stress, and I'm one of them because I get anxious and stressed at everything that happens, apparently. I can accept that about myself, but I can also do some things to help it. And I'm in a random parking lot, parking lot right now. I decided to do my makeup today. I'm feeling like a 2000s princess with these sunglasses. I thought of this video idea when I was filming my cycle documentary showing my cycle as a woman and what we go through. It happened again. Everything that happens, tears well up. Okay. And I was talking about how my dreams were insane and it was really stressing me out, and I was literally waking up like my whole body shaking because I was so stressed. And so that's when I thought of that video. I was like, I'm gonna literally do every single stress relief thing that I can possibly find. I was fine and now I'm stressed again because a lot of things are kind of piling up right now. So I'm gonna attempt to relieve my stress. I'm having a little bit of a weird day right now. I don't know what is in the air, but recently I've been feeling weird. My thoughts are kind of like all on top of each other, overlapping, because I just get anxious about a lot of things. I forgot to do my intro. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here, hey icons! When you subscribe to my channel, you become the most iconic person ever, so you may as well do it. Do it. I've been listening to Hyperpop. I have these sunglasses. I literally feel amazing, but my mind is racing. You wouldn't be able to tell. Imagine me driving. You wouldn't be able to tell that my mind is racing, but it is. I just got a new job and I haven't actually worked an actual shift, but I'm anxious because I keep waking up and immediately being like, OMG, my first shift. And wait, how do you shift? And I know that I'm not, like, it's not going to be as scary because nothing ever is as scary as your mind builds it up to be, but it's so hard to believe that until after the scary thing happens, you know what I mean? Bro, the simplest things keep happening and then I just feel dread and anxiety. My friend was throwing things and catching it in their mouth, and my friend was like, can you do it? And I was like, oh, okay. I can't stop quoting things today.
What is one game that no one should challenge you at?
This happened the other day, throwing things and catching them in my mouth. My friend was like trying to do it and was like, can you do it? And I was like, oh.
I was looking online, and I found a bunch of things that can help with stress. Things that are like pretty obvious, like getting enough sleep and what you eat, what you exercise, like things that are obvious, and then little things that you might not think of, even though everyone's probably already thought of it before. But, ow! Sometimes I forget I have rings on and then I okay, why would I do it again? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna leave because someone's coming towards me. Thought I told you to leave me. My eyes. Eucalyptus and sage candle, and eucalyptus has like purifying, like mental clarification or something, and I'm gonna add lavender in my diffuser because lavender has a very calming effect. We gotta set our our environment before we do anything. That was me peeing. Now I'm gonna add the essential oils. Lavender, apparently no. Okay, I think this might be empty. Get it. Ow! So I already made a list of like some of the things that I can do, but I'm gonna plan out the day. So first thing is to cut out distractions and not go on social media. Do you like my plan that I laid out for my birthday trip? Yeah. Let me get my pens. Me if I was addicted to vaping. Anyways. Stress relief maxing LMAO. I think that's a pretty good title. First thing that I'm gonna do is delete social media because obviously all day I'm just gonna be super intentional about not having background noise and just not constantly distracting myself, and also of slowing down. I need to slow down. Like when you're rushing through everything, your nervous system is freaking out and it's like, okay, why are, like, you literally go into fight or flight. So today I want to just be super intentional about slowing my movements down and enjoying everything that I'm doing. I'm going to put my phone on do not disturb. I think next I'm going to journal. So I'm going to do some shadow work because I was already going to do that today. And if you don't know what shadow work is, it's basically where you face the dark parts of yourself rather than ignoring them. And then you kind of think about like, okay, this behavior, like what happened in my past to make me have this behavior, and then you just work through it in that way. So I'm going to first do shadow work, and then I'm going to also write just kind of brain dump of like what's weighing me down. And then I'm also going to write what I can and can't control, because that is like one of the most stress relieving journaling prompts that I do, because it just really helps like put things into perspective. And then finally I am also going to practice gratitude, because focusing on the positive things always helps relieve stress. Ew, my brain's gonna take a dump. Did anyone laugh at that or what? I'm gonna go on a distraction-free nature walk, because sometimes when I go on walks I like to listen to music, but this time I'm gonna just not listen to anything, and I'm just gonna really take present time outside to look around me and think about everything that I'm experiencing. And then I'm also going to ground myself in nature. That's also one of my favorite things to do, is to literally just go outside my bare feet and look around at everything around me and just kind of take note of it and appreciate it. That really is like one of my favorite things to do when I'm feeling stressed out. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to do like kind of a stress relief meditation, and then after that I'm going to do a bunch of breathing exercises that I have. If you're ever feeling anxious, one of the best things to do is to breathe in and then make your exhale longer than your inhale, because it makes your heart rate slow down. And recently my heart rate has been just randomly getting super fast when I think about anything. Whenever I feel super tense throughout the day, I'm just going to take a deep breath, because I've been doing that recently. Just like if I'm getting work done or something, I will just like take a moment and take a deep breath. I was also stressing about making a stress relief video. Bruh. How ironic is that? So this is gonna help me take a weight off of my shoulders to film this video. Not that I'm like, oh, making videos for you is a burden. It's just that sometimes I'm worried about when I'm gonna have time to do it, even though I literally have time all the time. So next thing that I'm going to do is EFT tapping, which I've talked about before. It's basically tapping certain points on your body that help relieve emotional tension. I'm also going to shake out my energy, because it really like resets your nervous system when you literally just shake around. Singing and humming regulates your nervous system, so I'm also going to do that. Next thing that I'm going to do, yoga. Gentle and intentional movement helps a lot relieving stress, so I'm going to do that. Petting animals and hugging other people or yourself, and also laughing relieves your stress. I've already been with my sisters this morning, so I was laughing because obviously. Cold water helps regulate your nervous system, so every time at the end of my showers I always turn the water all the way cold, and it's also good for your skin, so I turn it in your hair. So someone just scream. Okay, that's fine. I turn the water all the way cold at the end of my shower to regulate my nervous system, or like reset my nervous system. I wrote down a bunch of foods that can help as well. We're gonna make sure that we're hydrated. hydrated. I'm gonna write tally marks of how many. So let me write 2 tally marks right there. One of the things that helps is fermented foods like yogurt, and I also had fiber, which also helps that. I don't know if that really helps with stress, but just what you eat just helps like literally everything. So let's write something that I can eat for lunch. Some of the things are greens, nuts, yogurt, avocados, dark chocolate, green tea, berries, chia seeds, olive oil, bananas, broccoli, citrus, eggs, poultry, bell peppers. And then I'm going to try to avoid like super highly processed foods that are gonna like make me feel bad. And then I'm gonna also avoid excessive caffeine. I already had a cup of coffee today, so I'm not gonna have any more caffeine today. And then I'm also going to be careful about gluten and dairy, not because it stresses me out, but because my stomach. For lunch, I'm gonna have a salad so that I can eat some greens. I'm gonna add avocados. I haven't had avocados in a long time, and I want to try them again because one time I had them at school and they were like a little brown, and then I literally, oh my gosh, I can't even think about it. I was so sick, but whatever. Berries. I already had berries this morning, and I had chia seeds this morning. Okay, I can make like an olive oil dressing because olive oil is one of the things. I don't know if I have broccoli, but if I do, I'll add some broccoli. I've actually grown to like broccoli a lot more. Like if it's cooked in like a sauce. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna try to avoid like mostly just gluten. No, not carbs. Sorry. No. No. I'm so scared that people are gonna think I avoid carbs. I don't. Please. I literally I hate that diet culture tells everyone that carbs are like horrible. They energize. I took a class on this, okay? They energize you and they also help the protein rebuild your muscles. So everyone who thinks carbs are bad, shut the hell up. So, and also another thing is getting enough sleep. I want to make sure that I get to bed at a good time tonight. I'm going to make sure that I also wind down before bed and be super intentional about that. I'm going to make sure that I drink my tea. I always do that. Dim my lights, and just like set a calming environment, which is what I literally just did, but I also want to make sure that I have a calming environment before I go to bed. I'm also going to do some deep breathing before I sleep. The very last thing is supplements. So some of the supplements that help are magnesium and vitamin C. Those are the ones that I wrote down because I actually have them. Magnesium glycinate I take sometimes because sometimes I struggle to sleep. I'm just going to write down a few other notes. Cutting out distractions, slowing down, and recognizing my thoughts. That was one of the things. Just thinking about like letting myself feel my emotions really helps. So just being like, if I get stressed, just being like, okay, what is it that I'm stressed about? Like, what's the root of this issue, girl? Alrighty, here's my checklist for today. And then besides that, I'm also just going to do any other things that I kind of feel called to do. Like, for example, if I want to, take a bath with essential oils, maybe I'll do that. If I want to, maybe paint my nails. If I want to do a face mask, whatever I feel like doing, because this video needs to be long enough. So first thing we're going to do is delete social media and put my phone on Do Not Disturb. It's time to journal. First I'm going to do shadow work. Okay, I'm going to do this off camera because none of the ones that I want are coming up on my computer. So I answered some shadow work prompts. The first one says, what traits in others frustrate me the most? Do I exhibit these traits? And the other one is, what behavior in others triggers a strong emotional response? I'm going to brain dump. Let's do it. Buddy. I can't see any of that. So I just wrote a few things that are weighing me down. More things came out than I thought. Not that, it wasn't like a lot, but there were things weighing me down that I didn't even realize were weighing me down. So now I'm going to write what I can and can't control because that always really, really helps me. I'm going to write what I'm grateful So let's do that. We can check this with the list. It's time to go on a little nature walk. What is that?
Hello?
Oh my god, I need water. I'm back from my walk and it was really nice. It was kind of cold because it's a little windy right now, but it was still good to get outside. I was just like taking deep breaths the whole time, saying affirmations. And now it's time to go outside and be just barefoot in the grass because that really helps relieve my stress. I think I'm going to read outside because I haven't read yet today, so I'm going to do that. Another thing that I'm trying to do, is make sure that I'm not like tensing up. So like if my jaw feels tense, I like rest my tongue on the roof of my mouth so that I am not clenching my jaw. Or like if different muscles are like tense, I'll tense them up and then release the tension. So I'm trying to be mindful of that today as well, but I'm gonna read this. This clutter on my bed is annoying me and kind of stressing me out, so I'm going to clean it up a little bit and then I'm going to meditate. I'm doing this one called Mental Reset in 5 minutes, guided mindfulness meditation, calm anxiety and stress, and it's by Mindful Peace. So if you want to do that, pause the video and do it.
Just breathe.
So now I'm going to do my breathing exercises. The first one is box breathing. But basically you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4. Now we're going to do butterfly taps plus breathing, which you basically put your hands like this and across and you just tap and breathe. And the last one is basically you breathe in, you take a shallow breath in, and then you breathe out. So let's do that a few times. Let's do EFT tapping. So first we're going to tap the top of our head about 5 times. In between our eyebrows, sides of our eyebrows. Cupid's bow. Under the chin. And collarbones, and under your arm. Right now we're gonna hum a little bit. Hi, Aisha. Nice to meet ya. 6 below for a beat and a feature. Recommend juicy baby tea. I love regulating my nervous system. Yes. Let's shake out my energy. I don't think I can have this video of me on the internet. Next thing we can do to regulate is laugh. So let's now do some yoga. I'm gonna start by doing 10 push-ups. I always do that every day. I'm gonna go pet my doggies and then make a little salad. Everyone, let's all give ourselves a hug right now.
Aww. So cute.
Here's my salad. It has tomatoes, carrots, lettuce, and cucumbers, and I added blueberries, avocado, chicken because we need protein obviously, and then I made like a balsamic honey Dijon glaze or something, I don't know. Oh yeah, and I was intentional about cooking with no distractions, preparing the food with no distractions, and slowing down my movements. I'm not going to take away my YouTube and food time because that would be cruel. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm extra intentional about eating my food slowly and enjoying it. I'll see you after I eat. Alright, that's pretty much like all that I had to do, but I think I'm gonna add a few more things. I'm going to wash my sheets and clean my room a little bit. Well, it's clean, but I'm gonna dust my room and vacuum just to clear out the clutter. Why am I literally glowing? I'm just gonna try to spend the rest of the day slowing down, resting, just doing whatever I feel called to do. So, damn. Right now my room smells good and it looks all clean. I'm now going to take a shower. I'm sweaty right now, so I'm gonna take a shower like kind of coldish water, and then I'm not gonna have any distractions, and then I'm gonna literally relax. Well, what did we learn? We learned that self-care works. I actually feel a lot better than I did at the beginning of the day, which, I mean, it was pretty obvious that was gonna happen, but it's just a good reminder that it's good every once in a while to take a day for yourself to just do what you need to do to feel better. You know, obviously it doesn't just take one day for every single problem to melt away. I'm obviously feeling a lot calmer and a lot better and more regulated, and I definitely want to intentionally have more days where I literally just like do whatever I want. I mean, I pretty much do that every day.